Bird strike! Bird strike!
Bird strike!
Phoenix, left engine's on fire!
Climbing! Throttling back. Shutting off fuel to left engine. Extinguishing fire.
Phoenix, it's on fire! Don't stop!
Throttling up.
It happens in a blink. One moment, the engines are roaring smoothly. The next, there's a loud thud, a jolt, and maybe a puff of smoke. The crew stays calm, but passengers look around, eyes wide. What just happened? A bird strike. It sounds harmless, right? A bird hitting a plane. But in aviation, those few seconds can mean the difference between a routine flight and a full-blown emergency. Now, here's the thing. Bird strikes happen way more often than you think. Around the world, thousands of them are reported every year. Most go unnoticed because they cause little to no damage. But sometimes, they don't just hit, they get sucked in. And that's when things get serious. When a bird collides with an aircraft, the real danger is if it hits the engines. Imagine a jet engine spinning at thousands of revolutions per minute. Now, picture a bird, even a small one, being pulled in by that force. The impact can bend blades, shatter parts, and cause sudden power loss. For the pilots, that's a huge problem, especially during takeoff or landing when the plane is closest to the ground. The most famous case? The miracle on the Hudson. In 2009, US Airways Flight 1549 struck a flock of geese right after takeoff from New York's LaGuardia Airport. Both engines failed. The pilots had seconds to react. With no power and no time, Captain Chesley Sully Sullenberger glided the Airbus A320 into the Hudson River. Every single person on board survived. That moment wasn't just luck, it was training, composure, and design. You see, airplanes are built to handle bird strikes. Every engine used in commercial jets goes through brutal testing. Engineers literally fire dead chickens into them at high speed to simulate bird impacts. If the engine can keep running, or at least contain the damage without exploding, it passes. It sounds absurd, but it saves lives. The windshield is another line of defense. It's not just glass, it's made from layers of tough polycarbonate material, designed to withstand heavy impacts. If a bird hits it, it might crack, but it will not shatter through. Still, despite all that, the risk never completely disappears. Birds are unpredictable. They fly low, move in flocks, and often hang around airports because of open fields, water bodies, and leftover food. So, airports around the world have entire teams dedicated to keeping them away. You'll find trained wildlife control staff using flares, sounds, and even trained falcons to scare birds off runways. Some airports play predator calls over loudspeakers. Others drive around with special lights, or use drones to chase flocks away. Because the truth is, no technology can eliminate nature. You can only manage it. When a strike does happen, the crew runs through a checklist immediately. The pilots report the impact, monitor instruments, and assess if the engine is still producing thrust. If it's damaged, they might shut it down and return to the airport. Planes are designed to fly safely even with one engine, so as alarming as it sounds, it's not instant doom. But if both engines fail, as in the Hudson case, it becomes all about glide control. Pilots are trained for it. They calculate airspeed, use flaps strategically, and look for the best possible place to land, even if that place is a river. And here's something many don't realize. Most bird strikes happen during takeoff and landing because that's when planes are within bird flying range, below 3,000 feet. Once the aircraft climbs higher, the chances drop dramatically. The cost of bird strikes, though, is staggering. Airlines spend billions each year repairing engines and replacing parts damaged by them. The downtime, inspections, and cleanups all add up. But for pilots, the priority isn't cost, it's safety. Even the smallest bird can cause chaos if it hits at the wrong angle or speed. That's why pre-flight checks, radar monitoring, and airport coordination are so critical. Every single flight takes bird activity into account before takeoff. So the next time you hear about a bird strike, remember this. It's not just about a bird and a plane crossing paths. It's a reminder that even with all our technology, nature still has a say in the skies. Planes can fly through storms, land in crosswinds, and survive lightning. But sometimes it's a single bird that puts all that engineering to the test. And yet, pilots handle it. The systems hold up. The design works. It's one of those quiet victories in aviation that happens behind the scenes over and over again. So, here's a thought. The next time you board a flight and watch the birds outside the window, think about how much planning, testing, and teamwork go into making sure both species stay safe in the same sky. If you found this story fascinating, share it with someone who's afraid of flying. It might just change how they see the skies, not as a place of fear, but as proof of how far human precision and nature's unpredictability have learned to coexist.